I did the log mathematics this morning to impress Dr. Rahbari, where we just moments ago tipped 3 standard deviation move on weaker Turkish lira. Ebrahim, I calculate off the Bloomberg a 4 standard deviation move is an 845 lira. What happens to the house of cards that Mr. Erdogan is doing when he gets a 4 standard deviation weakening?
Well, I'm not brave enough to venture a guess what exactly lies in store for the Turkish lira. But as you mentioned, there are clearly Turkey, I think, is a very idiosyncratic case, and maybe not a shockingly surprising degree of volatility that we're seeing, given that there are a number of things that in Turkey are coming together for volatility and maybe vulnerabilities. But it also just points the focus back at there are pretty substantial fragilities in the global financial system that have been tided over by central bank stimulus, and that will pop up every now and then when either things happen, and I think that was the case with Turkey more recently, or when there are more global systemic worries, whether they're linked to the election or whether they're linked to second waves. So I think, as you pointed out exactly, there is the idiosyncratic combining with some more structural vulnerabilities that are relevant here.
Ebrahim, but if you look at the extent of the lira rout, what will it actually take for that to stop?
Well, the lira is a very interesting case because it's a very thin market. It isn't it isn't one of the commonly available tools of expression for foreign exchange views among investors, and therefore the volatility can be driven by fairly limited flows, let alone very extensive management by the authorities as well. So in the past, what we've seen, what can stabilize the exchange rate in the more recent past of the last year or two, was in fact making it more difficult for investors to be active in that market. But of course, the second and important plausible situation is some lessening of the political tensions that we're seeing to date. And then the third in line is it is a highly risk-sensitive currency. So even just some normalization in global risk appetite will in the end benefit the Turkish lira as well.